Welcome to Communicate for Life. I'm Quentin Schultz. My question for you today, which I'm going to try to answer, is it okay to tell a white lie? What's a white lie? Well, I'll explain it to you theoretically in just a minute. Let me give you two examples of potential white lies. My wife has a new outfit, and she comes out into the hallway and calls for me, and I go over and I look. She's got the light turned on. And she says, "How do I look in my new outfit?" Now, I may think that she looks spectacularly well. And I say, "Wow, dear, that is a killer outfit. I love it." And you can see her beaming, smiling. But what if I think it's not a killer outfit? What if I think it's okay, maybe even pretty good, but not spectacular? What do I say? So, do I tell a little bit of a white lie and say, "Boy, that's a great outfit," even though I don't think it's a great outfit? Okay, here's another example. We go over to someone's house for dinner, and they're serving a lovely dinner. All right, let's say they've got some roasted pork, and they've got some asparagus, and they've got some small red potatoes, and cooked with some onions and a nice sauce for the pork roast. And it's just delightful looking around. And we haven't even said anything about the dessert yet. And everything is looking good. It's tasting pretty good. But then the host asks, and a host should never really ask this, "Well, how do you like the meal?" Okay. And let's just say that the asparagus is not very good, as asparagus often is. You know, if you don't get asparagus at just the right time and cook it just the right amount, it can be stringy, it can be hard, it can be kind of mushy. Asparagus is one of those things that's hard to do. I like to grill it on our grill, but it's hard to do it. So what do I say? "Oh, this roast is great." I don't say anything about the vegetable. Is that one way to do it? Or can I say, "This is a lovely meal, thank you so much," and just forget about the asparagus? Is that a white lie? What do I do? So the way this normally plays out is the host doesn't ask, "How is the meal?" But somebody becomes the first person, one of the guests, to say, "Oh, this is a wonderful meal. Thank you so much for having us for dinner." And then others will pitch in and say, "Yes, very good," and so on, even if some of them don't think it's entirely good, and maybe even the asparagus is just plain awful. A white lie, white lie. We tell white lies all the time. A white lie is a lie of no great moral importance. Earth does not hang on it. The future of societies and the economy and the future of the neighborhood that you live in and everything else, all of those are not dependent on whether or not you tell that white lie. In fact, your relationship with your significant other that you have said looks quite good, even though you think maybe it's a notch below quite good, your relationship doesn't hang on that. You're just fibbing a little bit with the white lie. And in fact, you're doing that in part because your opinion may not be the best one. 10 other people might look at that dress that my wife had on and say, "Wow, that is spectacular." Just because I thought it was a 7 on a 10-point scale doesn't mean that I'm right. She's asking my opinion, and my opinion should be encouraging to her and build her up because she has worked on that. And I'll tell you, with my wife, she's a better judge of what looks good on her and on me than I am. So my knee-jerk opinion on it is not 100% accurate, and I put a little bit of a white lie in there. It's of no great moral importance, a white lie. And here's the other thing about white lies. Everybody knows that we tell them and accepts them as part of life. So in other words, this is a type of lie where we say it's not a horrible thing to tell, it's just part of life. We live in a fallen world, a world that's got all kinds of complications and confusion and disagreements and opinions and everything, and we do our best, and sometimes in these areas that are not extremely significant in our life, like the life or death of a relationship, or our relationship with our children, or something like that, we say, white lies have their place there, and so we tell them. You know, technically, a lie, by the way, I'm going to link to another video down below about what a lie actually is, because a lot of people think they're telling lies when they're not. A lie is a statement intended to deceive, a statement intended to deceive, and white lies fall into that category, but they're not of the same moral importance of much of the lying that we do. This is Quentin Schultz. The name of the channel is Communicate for Life. With all of your communication, choose life to build relationships rather than communication that tears down your relationships. Please subscribe, come back, look at the other videos. Thanks so much. Peace to you.